Hi, Society of Online Puppyhead Readers. Today is a super exciting day because you guys are starting a new book, Jackie and Me. Jackie and Me takes place in a different time period, so I thought it'd be a really good use of our first day with our first book to kind of set you up for what you need to expect in this time period. So in your story, your main character is Joe Stoskak. And he has to write a report on an African American who made contributions to society. Now, the secret about Joe is that he can time travel with the help of his old baseball cards. So a little bit of time traveling will be happening here. But he chooses to go back in time to 1947 to interview one of his favorite baseball players, Jackie Robinson. So he time travels back in time. And now Jackie Robinson was a very famous American professional baseball player who became the first African American player to actually play in Major League Baseball in the modern era. Before that, only white men were allowed to play. He broke baseball's color barrier, and he played first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Throughout his career, Robinson really helped his team to win 6 World Series games, and he won Most Valuable Player. So he was a super important member of their team. Main character Joe is going to travel back in time to visit, but in the process, when he travels, he becomes an African American boy. And on his journey while he's there, he realizes that segregation is really still prevalent in the 1940s. And he's going to kind of find out all the things that happened during that time. So you have a lot to keep in mind as you move forward with your book club book. One thing I just want to remind you of is this book is going to have a lot of baseball lingo. So I want to just go through a few key words that you might not know if you haven't played much baseball so that you're aware when they talk about that moving forward. First thing is they're going to talk about outs. So in baseball, there are 3 outs when you're at bat, and then there are 3 players that need to make an out in order to switch to the next team. So one team's always in the field, one team's always up at bat, and you need 3 outs before you can switch. A line drive is going to be talked about too. A line drive is when you hit the ball right where you want it to go, and it flies right there. Separate from a home run, but a lot of people can say he hit a line drive. You'll hear that a lot. Mound. The mound is where the pitcher stands. So if you look at this image I have, this is where the pitcher would stand. A lot of the times if baseball players are trying to have conversations of how to get someone out, they'll run up to the pitcher's mound, or they'll just call it the mound, and they'll whisper to each other what their next step is. Pitch is when the ball is actually coming towards the batter. And a pickle is this part where there are 2 people in between 2 different bases, and the runner is trying to become safe. You can only be safe when you're actually on the base. So a pickle is when there's 2 players that are trying to get that runner out, and the runner is trying to get by them so that they can become safe. So keep these terms in mind as you start your story, Jackie and Me, and also keep in mind these big ideas and themes of segregation in the 1940s. That's going to really help you get a deeper understanding of your character.